Hello. Let's see. I'm live. Hi. It's me, Dr. Messina Morris, and I am checking in from Nashville, Tennessee at Tennessee State University. Very excited to share some of the work that has happened today, some of the things that I have learned from my mentor, Dr. Robbie Melton, and her team at Tennessee State University, who are great collaborators, are great knowledge givers. This week, I am participating in the 2026 AI Impact Summit, as well as the Train the Trainer Applied AI Leadership Summit. Now, I am blessed and truly honored to be one of Tennessee State University's AI super users. And this is a community of educators who have been identified and applied and were chosen to be part of Tennessee State University's initiative to actually integrate AI and vibe code and break the tools. And you know, I am totally game for that. So, very excited to share that today we had so many gems dropped, and I wanted to unpack some of the things about what we are learning because this is my first time introducing my audience directly to information about AI that may be new, that you may not have known, and that you might still be learning. So, one of the concerns as an educator is always, how does this affect our students? How does this affect the future? How does this affect education? And what will the impacts be? There were a lot of riveting, very interesting conversations around how AI is actually impacting our students in higher education, but also in K 12, which tools are being presently used, what tools can be used, and how we can just do education better. So it's just wonderful to be in community with a bunch of academics who are getting it, who are here to understand, to make sure that their students are getting the right information, the right type of guidance in this particular time. And so you may think, oh, these people are just gung ho about AI. We are. We are. We absolutely are. Do you know why? Because we work in historically Black colleges and universities across the nation. And at these particular institutions, we are always, like most institutions in education, whether it's K 12, public school system, private, sometimes even charter schools, education is underfunded, under-resourced. And so we are looking at ways in which we can make learning more accessible for our students, make lesson planning easier so that we can get down to the business of being educators, mentors, trainers of the next generation, molders of minds like myself, Dr. Mom, making sure that we are doing all of the right things. And so for me, it was so important to be here. And yes, I was in line waiting to get through security at the airport for 4.5 hours to make sure that I was here, because that is how important it is for me to be in this space right now, to convene with other educators and to be a part of a mastermind group who understands blue hair and blue and purple fingernails and bright colors means that we have the most outstanding, bold, courageous, bodacious, audacious educators at the helm trying to drive transformation in education. So, with that being said, I want to share with you some of the things that were presented And I know about them, but maybe you do not. So if you want to learn more about, and I'm about to share my screen, God knows what this looks like right now. Because, first of all, I am in, oh no, it won't do it. And I can't quit. Okay, it won't share my screen. It won't. Let me see if it will. Perchance it will. I got a new computer, y'all. And so I don't have all the settings on here as I should. So let's see if I could just mosey. Let's see, is it sharing my screen? I believe that it might be sharing my screen. It is. It worked. Okay, so it didn't. It said it wasn't going to work, but it's working. Okay, great. Let me just show you what's happening here with Tennessee State. So Tennessee State, these are all of the super user fellows. Um, we have my colleague, Dr. Monique Earl Lewis from Morehouse College, who is also one of our Metaversity faculty members. We have myself, as you see right here, our mentor, Dr. Robbie Melton, who runs the Smart Innovation Technology Center at Tennessee State University. But these are all of the wonderful people, and you can always go to this website, or just like I did, Google AI Super Users, Tennessee State University. And so today we are partaking in this wonderful summit where we are learning about new tools. Now, some of these tools I already used, like SendSteps. The CEO of SendSteps was here. This is the second time I've actually met with him. I'm actually already signed up. Let's see. Let's log in. So I'm going to log in. Okay. I'm doing this in real time so that you all can see. Okay, I got it. I'm going to do this from my phone. So I'm going to go on my emails. Let's see. Okay, so here are, here's my login code. Okay. So you could just log in, right? No, we don't need that right now. So I've used SendSteps for a lot to teach my forensics in the metaverse course, to teach a lot. As you can see, since beta, I've been doing this. But let me show you the great thing about it. Okay, so you can do several things. You can generate, you know, PowerPoints, right? Like everybody does PowerPoints or does some kind of Google slide presentation, but this has got to be like the most bomb presentation situation. So you can type in keywords or upload a document. Okay. I'm going to talk about immersive intelligence, metaversities, artificial intelligence in education, spatial computing. Let's just stop there. Let's see what it says. And then you're going to choose a language. And I'm going to choose about 10 slides for it to create with about medium level of text. And yes, I do want interactive questions. And I'm writing this for everyone because everyone needs to understand it. And I want it to be conversational. I want it to be conversational. And so let's see what titles it comes up with. AI in the classroom, transforming learning with spatial computing, Metaversities Unplugged, how immersive tech is changing. I like that one because I'm a Metaversity person. So, but you get to choose, right? And then it'll generate you an outline, which I think is so cool. So it's generating this outline for me. And so, okay, so it did it. So it generated this outline, and it's talking about how immersive tech is changing. What I always do is go to, because it asks questions. And so, like, I go and take this interactive section because I want people to see the QR code first, and I move it up to the top. But we don't have to do that right now. But I'll have it to generate the presentation because you can move these around, like for the outline. So like usually I go and I move this to the top because I want people to know from the beginning before I even start how to interact. And then, I mean, you can put it back through here if you want to, but let's just let it generate this presentation. It's going to give case studies. It's going to give some challenges, some benefits. It's going to explore spatial computing. It's going to talk about artificial intelligence. It's going to talk about immersive intelligence. So let's just see what it says, and how it generates this presentation. You can change any part of this presentation. You can create master slides from this particular presentation, but it is great for interacting with your students. And one of the things that the CEO talked about today, which I found to be very profound, was closing the loop, this AI powered learning loop, where we create using AI within one environment, using teaching materials that we already have. And then, as the core of AI is being used, we use that to then interact and engage every student while being in the particular space. So we interact, we engage with them, we ask them formative assessment questions and even summative questions, because at the end it could be summative, right? But at the beginning it can be, or throughout it could be formative, just checking for understanding, right? And then you get insights. So you get data on this. You see where your students are struggling, how many people are struggling, how many people understood what you were doing. And this is happening in real time. So on your presenter screen, you can see all of the things happening in real time. And then you just continue to improve your talks. So your talks, your presentations don't remain static. So this is just a quick basic tour of the presentation. Your slides are to the left. You can drag and reorder them. You can add a new slide with a layout picker that will choose the design for your new slide if you want to add anything to it. Here is your slide canvas where you can add text or whatever to it. You have your style and content where you can choose themes, so you can create themes that your presentations can be in and be used over and over again. And then you can change your text, add or take away questions, interactive questions, add media, charts, tables, and so forth. And these interactive questions are it. These come in the form of polls, quizzes, word clouds, any other interactive content that you want. Fill in the blanks. Whatever you want to hear from your audience, you ask those questions, and then you present when you're done to run it live, right? So this is the presentation, and just like on a PowerPoint, you can go through every single one of these slides and say, do I like this? Do I want this? Maybe I don't like this picture. I don't want that to be the picture for me, but I can change it. So then how can I go and change this particular picture, right? And so you can change the layouts. You can go over to media and find images from the web that might be there. So say I don't want this particular stock photo. Maybe I have an image on my in my own image library that I want to look up. You can do that. Maybe I want it to be a shape or a frame or in some other type of element. I could actually do that as well. So this is just an amazing thing to be able to pull from, because you can get graphics that you have created or that you've already put together in here. So you can, like how this is overlapping, you can change and edit in real time any one of the titles. You can change the font and say, okay, this is a little big. I want the font to be smaller. I need to pull this particular part down because it's over it. But it's pretty user friendly. And you can make it your own. I want this to be more centered. Bam. So now I have this and I can move anything around the way that I want to, the way that I need to see it for a particular slide. Okay. So then if you want to present this, so we're going to preview the presentation. This is what your audience will see. So the first thing that they will see is to go and enter their name and nickname for the quiz. This is what they'll see on their phones because they'll get this QR code. And then it'll tell them that they're all set to go. As you are going through your presentation, hi, I'm Dr. Morris. I'm going to be presenting about metaversities, how immersive tech is changing education. So in this presentation, you'll learn about the transformative impact of immersive technologies. And then you need to understand metaversities, blase skip, right? So you go through this entire presentation. Obviously, I will go back and clean up all of the slides to make sure that it's ready. But at the end, there's a quiz and they answer correctly and they can receive 500 points. What is a metaversity? So if they say a physical metaversity, a type of immersive game, whatever, a virtual learning environment, a social media platform, you have this choice. It has a countdown clock. They're seeing this part on their phone and they get to choose. What if they say a social media platform? All votes are in. We know that that is not what it is. It'll tell them that their answer was incorrect and it'll show them on the screen as they're watching me give the presentation what the right answer was. So I will go on to the next particular slide. It'll ask another question. If you answer correctly, you receive 500 points. You can also change the point scale, but you can say when you want it to show the leaderboard and all that kind of stuff. Which technology enhances personalized learning? AI. And then all the votes are in after it counts down. You can edit your vote until that time. Yes, you answered correctly. So you got your points. Okay. And so then it shows this leaderboard, right? If it was more people, it'll show it, but I'm number one because I'm the only one in here. But this is like such a cool platform because you get real time. It's almost like what we have always been trying to do in education when we have asked questions along the way and tried to get student input. With this, you go ahead and you can drive discussion by using this particular platform. So really cool. So that is sensteps.com. Let me escape out of here. But at the end, you also see results, even though I don't have any results because I didn't actually run the session. I just previewed it. But you get your results there. So I have used this several times with, like I said, with different student groups, and it has been amazing. Now you can import PowerPoints that you already have. You can actually create one interactive one from scratch, but always you can generate also using AI. Okay. And then templates, you can use their own templates. Say you want to do quizzes, say you want to do a client onboarding. There are multiple pages of templates that you can use. End of class review or geography class. There are templates that are in here in education and in business and work, and you can use the icebreakers as you want to or not, right? You can just do quiz questions. So kind of like add a survey to survey your audience about how did you like the content? Did it really appeal to you? What do you want to hear more of? And you can have that at the end of your presentation and get that survey data as well. So this is SendSteps. It's a really cool tool. We also talked about a couple of more, but I am not going to belabor the point with so many things at one time with this particular session. I'm going to pop back in tomorrow to talk about some more things because we need to get into Grammarly AI and talk to you a little bit more about that. Plus, I need to show you some new features from Hello Tutor AI. So, Hello Tutor AI is my lick. It is my favorite place to be, my favorite place to share. I love it because we work with wonderful ed tech partners, Victory XR, just like we work with the CEO, Mike at SendSteps, who has come all the way from the Netherlands. Steve Grubbs came all the way from Iowa to make sure that we at Morehouse had a digital twin of our metaversity that was available in virtual reality, but also on a web-based browser. And now we have Hello Tutors that our students also have access to. They have a library of courses that they have access to. They can, our professors can create their own courses. So these are all of the courses that are in here. There's AI basics, there's the basics of the metaverse, there's emerging technology for kids, there's interview skills, there's a full gamut of math, all tethered to the right outcomes, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade science. But there are many things in here, and you can also create. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. So I'm going to hop off of here and let you know that I am so grateful to have you in my audience. I'm so grateful to have you in my community. We spent 22 minutes together looking at a new tool that will be helpful for you in your classrooms, that you have complete access to me to be able to train your educators on how to deploy this. Please reach out to me at any time at unitethemetaverse.com. I want to make sure that your frustration factors are low and that you are able to get into this AI, because we are going to do it. We're going to do it and create joy in the classroom. We're going to create joy in education, and curiosity and discovery that is happening is unmatched. Now, there are other particular tools that are coming out with new stuff. So look forward to more lives from me, because I will be sharing the gems from Gemini, the cool stuff from Copilot, and all of the AI tools that I spend so much time geeking out in. And don't forget Chat GPT. I'm not going to forget them, because that is my lick. Okay. So people are going crazy on Claude Cowork as well. But I am going to tell you right now that Chat GPT, OpenAI is coming out with some amazing things, but Google Gemini has some amazing things. There are just so many amazing things happening that you need to get into. So if you are an educator, if you are an administrator, let's shift the conversation from academic dishonesty. There are so many people on the other side of this that are working hard to make sure that our students are gaining the skill sets that they need: the critical thinking, the collaboration, the creativity, the communication, the compassion, for crying out loud, some emotional intelligence, the social and emotional learning, the ability to speak to one another, the ability to get their thoughts out of their heads and into this world that we are living in, that they can share their brilliance and their joy. So make sure to tune in with me, Dr. Messina Morris, Dr. Morris, Dr. Mom. You can find me at unitethemetaverse.com. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me at Chemistry, CHEMYSTREE, on Instagram. You can find me at MetaHouse 1867 for Morehouse. You can find me if you Google me. If you Google me, you can find me. Okay. So you don't have to know how to spell Messina. You can put Morris Metaversity. You can put Morris and Morehouse. You can put one Metaversity, you could put Metaverse United, you could put anything you want to. Remember Dr. Morris. Remember Morris, Metaverse, Metaversity, education. That's me. AI, you'll find me. Okay. And then when you find me, reach out to me. Put me to work. Let me know what you need so I can help you, because I am excited about this. I am flowing in my purpose. I have discovered my true passion. I am a tech gamer girl head, okay? I have always loved this world and been in my own imagination. But now I am imagining the future that I wanted to exist, and I am going to create it. And you should do the same. So, talk to you later. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of your evening.